Hey guys, welcome to another video. This one's a little bit different. As you can see from the thumbnail and the screen, there's Russia and Ukraine issues. Russia decided that it wanted to invade Ukraine, and it basically put not only the stock market, but in more general terms, the whole world into kind of a turmoil. And everyone's trying to figure out what to do, how to react, what's going to happen next. And it really, in this video, I kind of want to go over stocks that I think would be good buys during wartime. And this isn't, like a way to profit off the war, but at the same time, we got to control what we can control. And there's a lot of people out there that have money invested in the stock market, and myself included, that you don't want to necessarily lose, right? I mean, it doesn't help anyone, it doesn't benefit the economy if you lose money. So I think that we need to protect ourselves and our portfolios in a time like this. And my goal is to just give you guys some good ideas on where you can place your money that would not allow you to move backwards in your investing journey. So we need to keep everyone in Russia and Ukraine in our thoughts and prayers and hearts, but we also need to look out for the things that we can control. So with that being said, the first thing I'd like to say is just to give everyone a little bit more hope. Traditionally, markets, they do dip in times of war, but they do come back strong. So as you can see from this chart, it goes over different times of war and how they affect the stock market on a broader view. So this goes back to the whole, if there's issues, just zoom out on the chart and you can kind of see that even with everything that's happened in the history of the world, the stock market has gone up in general. You do have periods of, recessions and falling on the market charts, but it does come back, right? So you guys can pause the video if you want to look through these wars individually, or but you can, like I said, you can kind of see the broader direction of the market is up. We do have periods of where it goes down, but it comes back strong, and this is where we are today, right? So if it pulls back a little bit, we just need to zoom out on the chart and see that it will go up in the end. So now if you're playing options, then it's a little bit more risky, but if you're just holding the stock and you're invested in good stocks you believe in for the long term, you could even consider this as a buying opportunity. But anyway, so we're just going to look through some stocks that I see value in that might be, could benefit or not fall in times of war, right? So obviously number one would be SPY. If we zoom out here, you can see, like I pointed out, the overall direction of SPY is positive, right? We've had a major pullback, but I think in general, SPY is a safe investment, right? In fact, it's actually looking like a buy. We're getting close to very oversold on the RSI. There still is downward momentum, so just be careful. And there is a gap here on the news of Russia, but maybe now's a great time if you would like to start investing in SPY. Maybe a safer stock to kind of balance out your more risky portfolio. But so anyway, SPY is one that I'm going to be watching. Next one up here is Boeing. They make airplanes, obviously, right? So they work for the government as well. They have government contracts, and they could see a benefit in times of war. So Boeing is one that you could look at. Another famous one is Lockheed Martin. They make is an aerospace company that has government contracts, and as you can see, they've been up recently, even with all of the issues of inflation and the Fed and even COVID. They've had their jumps and spikes, and we could see on the charts here, it looks like it's moving up on the MACD. The RSI is curling up, so there's a company that could stand to benefit from conflicts. Another one that we could look at is ExxonMobil, right? In times of war, oil prices are going up, so gas prices will go up. Of course, they're going to have to spend more to get the product, but the prices will go up at the pump. So, and the demand may rise as well, depending on the supply that's being fed into the market. So, Exxon is another company in sector, oil and energy. They might have they might be in a good position during times of war. So keep them on the lookout. Then we also want to look at utilities, right? American Water Works is a company that I believe in for the long term. It's a stable dividend, kind of a boring utility company, but they've been beaten down here, and everyone needs water to, regardless of where we are in the whole war spectrum, everyone needs water. So that's one sector that we could look at, right? Utilities. Another one is the, I guess you'd call them consumables, right? Dollar General. Even if we're at war, people still need cheap supplies, paper towels and garbage bags and wipes and that sort of stuff, right? They've been beaten down here. The RSI is looking great, very oversold. Dividend company. And again, like I always say, let's zoom out, right? If a year doesn't look good, which with the whole COVID, but in the last 5 years, we've gone from 73 to highs of 234. Overall, it's been an uptrend, right? So, Dollar General is one that I would be looking at. In a similar vein, times of war don't really affect, medication and medical supplies and that sort of stuff. So Johnson & Johnson is another company, and again, very beaten down. There's still momentum moving downward, but we're looking good on the RSI. So Johnson & Johnson is another company that I would be looking at. Waste Management is another one. So they do like garbage removal. You've seen them in your town. They take your garbage out. So it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. If war is going on, you still need to throw out your garbage, right? People are still producing garbage. So Waste Management is another, we'll call it a boring stock, but it does pay a dividend, and it has been in an overall uptrend if you look at the last 5 years, right? We do have a pullback here recently. So Waste Management is another one that I've been investing in. Now, if we think about it in another different way, right? Visa. So people are still going to have to pay for stuff. They might be having to pay a lot of money for certain things, and the price of goods is going to go up, but you still need certain things, right? You still need to go out and get food and water and supplies from places like Dollar General, right? So you're going to be swiping your card. So Visa, and they've been on a major pullback here, and they're working towards the bottom of a channel here. So we could see Visa being a good long-term stock, and they do hold a dividend, right? Another very interesting one, very similar to Visa, is PayPal, right? Another payment processor. They're more online, but they've been so beaten down, over the last couple months, 6 months or so. They've been very beaten down, and you can see on the RSI, I've been buying PayPal just, because I believe it's a great company long term, not even having anything to do with the current situation in Russia. So now add on top of that, you might get another drop in PayPal. That's only going to make the value even better. So I think PayPal is a tremendous one to look at. Now, if we look at more in a different way too, we could see a rise in some things such as Netflix, right? If you think about it, if there's a war and people don't have any money and they're not struggling, but you're not going to be taking trips to, Cancun. You're not going to be going to Disney World. You're not going to be buying new cars, or you're not going to be spending big money, but you'll be at home saving money, right? And people have Netflix accounts, and it's not that much. It's a couple bucks a month. So we could see that people are spending more time on Netflix, or maybe they want to get Netflix because they're at home. So Netflix is one that could potentially rebound off of this. In the same thinking, Snapchat, right? If you think about it, if people are staying at home because they're either afraid or they don't have the money to go out and spend, Snapchat's free, right? people will stay home and they'll be on Snapchat, right? So Snapchat's one that might recover based on fears of war. I'm not going to go through all the other social media stocks, but I mean, you could, if you apply that thinking, right, then you think that Twitter would be the same type of company, Facebook, aka Meta, or even Google. People are at home Googling things, right? So all those types of stocks are going to potentially benefit from this situation. Last, you might see a rebound in some of the work from home stocks, right? Maybe Peloton or Zoom will benefit from this situation. But anyway, so guys, these are just some ideas, some stocks to keep on your radar. Let me know in the comments below any other stocks that you might consider as winners of a potential war situation. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. All right, guys. See you on the next one.